Hello students, welcome back. In this video you will be learning about energy and different forms of energy. You will also learn law of conservation of energy. So let's start. What is energy? A body capable of doing work possesses energy. Look at this example. You can see this moving ball is capable to knock down the pins. Thus we can say that this moving ball has some energy which is transferred to the pins, which knocks down the pins. When the ball hits the pins, the energy of ball decreases, whereas energy of pins increases, which makes the pins move and fall down. So energy we can define as the energy of a body is its capacity to do work. Energy is a scalar quantity. If the work done is 0, there is no transfer of energy. Units of energy. SI unit of energy is joule and the symbol is capital J, and the CGS unit of energy is erg. Bigger unit of energy are watts hour and second kilowatt hour. Calories. Heat energy is measured in calorie. We can define calorie as 1 calorie is the heat energy required in raising the temperature of 1 gram of water from 14.5 degrees Celsius to 15.5 degrees Celsius. So 1 calorie is equals to 4.18 joules. Now electron volt. The energy of atomic particle is very small. So it is measured in electron volt. We can define electron volt as 1 electron volt is the energy gained by an electron when it is accelerated through a potential difference of 1 volt. 1 electron volt is equals to 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 joules. Difference between energy and power. Energy of a body is its capacity to do work, whereas power of a source is the rate at which energy is supplied by it. Energy spent does not depend on time, but power depends on the time in which energy is spent. SI unit of energy is joules and SI unit of power is watts. Now, the energy possessed by a body due to its state of rest or of motion is called the mechanical energy. Now, this mechanical energy is divided in two forms. First, potential energy and second, kinetic energy. Now, potential energy is further divided into two forms. First, gravitational potential energy and second, elastic potential energy. Similarly, kinetic energy is also subdivided into three forms. First is translational kinetic energy, second rotational kinetic energy and third vibrational kinetic energy. We will discuss each of these energy types in detail in potential energy. The energy possessed by a body at rest in its changed position or change in size and shape is called the potential energy. Gravitational potential energy. The potential energy possessed by a body due to the force of attraction of earth on it is called gravitational potential energy. The force of attraction of earth on the body which is at infinity is 0. Therefore, the gravitational potential energy of a body when it is at infinity is 0. But for an object which is at a finite distance from earth's surface, there exists force of attraction on that object. As the distance of body from the surface of Earth increases, the force of attraction decreases and its gravitational potential energy increases. In this example, you can see blue sphere is at more height as compared to yellow sphere. Hence, blue sphere has more gravitational potential energy as compared to the yellow sphere. Now, let's look at the equation of gravitational potential energy. Gravitational potential energy is given by letter capital U. So, U is equals to force of gravity multiplied by displacement. Now, you know, for force of gravity on an object of mass m is given by mg multiplied by displacement is equals to height h through which the body is displaced, or the height from the ground to which the body is raised. So, the equation for gravitational potential energy is U is equals to mgh. Now, let's move to next example. In this example, you can see when the book is raised to a height h2 from the ground, the work is done against force of gravity. This work is stored in the book in the form of potential energy. When this book is released from this position, the force of gravity pulls it downwards towards the ground and it comes to rest on the table at a height h1 from the ground. Here, since the work is done by force of gravity, the potential energy stored at height h2 decreases in bringing that book from h2 to h1. Thus, gain in potential energy is mgh2 minus mgh1. Now, let's move ahead. The next is elastic potential energy. The potential energy possessed by a body in the deformed state due to change in its size and shape is called the elastic potential energy. For example, look at this smiley ball. When you press it, its shape gets deformed. While you press, you apply energy which gets stored in the ball in the form of potential energy. When you release the ball, it uses this potential energy to come back to its original shape. This is called elastic potential energy. Even if you press a spring, it gets compressed and its shape changes. And when you release it, the spring comes back to its original shape. There also, the spring possesses elastic potential energy. Now, let's move to kinetic energy. The energy possessed by a body due to its state of motion is called kinetic energy. Look at this ball which is moving. This ball has some energy due to its state of motion. When this ball hit the pin, it transfers this energy to the pin, due to which the pin is knocked down. This energy possessed by moving ball is called kinetic energy. Now, let's move to the expression for kinetic energy. Consider a body which is initially moving and eventually comes to rest due to some retarding force. Let the mass of the body be m, its initial velocity be v1, retarding force be capital F, uniform retardation be small a, displacement be capital S, and final velocity as it is coming to rest, so final velocity will be equals to 0. Now we know force is equals to mass into acceleration. So, retarding force F is equals to mass into acceleration. Now, here this acceleration will be negative because it is retarding force. Now, kinetic energy K is equals to F into S. So, from the equation V square equals to U square plus 2AS, we know just substituting the values of V is final velocity which is equals to 0 here, u is initial velocity, which is equals to v1. So v1 square minus 2as. Now here minus sign I am using because it is retardation. Okay. Now this gives me v1 square is equals to 2as. Substituting the equation in the equation 2, the value of displacement s and force, so I will get k is equals to, force is m into a, so force is equals to mass into acceleration multiplied by displacement, which is equals to v1 square upon 2a, which I obtained in the equation 3. So solving this, we will get k, that is kinetic energy, is equals to half into m into v1 square. Here acceleration in the denominator and numerator cancel off, so we are having half mv1 square. So this is the expression for kinetic energy. Now let's move to different forms of kinetic energy. First, translational kinetic energy. The kinetic energy of the body due to motion in a straight line is called translational kinetic energy. Here you can see this car possesses translational kinetic energy as it is moving in a straight line. Rotational kinetic energy. The kinetic energy of the body due to rotational motion is called the rotational kinetic energy. Due to this energy, if we keep a thin sheet of paper or cloth in front of a rotating fan, the paper or the cloth will fly away. Now next is, here you can see the blades of helicopter possesses rotational kinetic energy, whereas the helicopter possesses translational kinetic energy since it is moving in a straight line. Thus, at a time, a body can possess one or more than one form of kinetic energy. A third form of kinetic energy is vibrational kinetic energy. You know that in a guitar, when we pluck the string, its strings start to vibrate and produce sound. The kinetic energy of the body due to its vibrational motion is called vibrational kinetic energy. So these are the three types of kinetic energy: translational kinetic energy, rotational kinetic energy, and vibrational kinetic energy. Now let's move to difference between potential energy and kinetic energy. Potential energy is the energy possessed by a body due to its changed position or changed size and shape, whereas kinetic energy is the energy possessed by a body due to its state of motion. Potential energy is equal to the work done in bringing the body to its changed state, whereas kinetic energy is equal to the work that a moving body can do before coming to rest. Potential energy can change only in form of kinetic energy, and kinetic energy can change into any other form. So for using potential energy, we can't use it directly. First, potential energy will be converted into kinetic energy, and then that kinetic energy is converted into other forms of energy. So this point is very important, that potential energy can change only in form of kinetic energy and it can't change to any other form of energy. And fourth point, it does not depend on the speed of the body, whereas kinetic energy depends on the speed of the body. So this were the difference between kinetic energy and potential energy. Now let's move to work energy theorem. Now if a body of mass m is moving at the initial velocity u, when a constant force is applied on the body along its direction of motion, it produces an acceleration a, and the velocity of body changes from u to v in moving a distance s. So we are having mass is equals to m, initial velocity is u, final velocity is small v, force is capital F, and acceleration a as well as distance covered or displacement is equals to capital S. Now force we know it is F equals to ma, that is mass into acceleration. This is equation 1. Now work done by the force is equals to what? It is force into displacement. So W is equals to Fs. This is my second equation. Now from relation V square equals to U square plus 2As. This is the same relation what we have used for the expression of kinetic energy. So V square equals to U square plus 2As. Just rearranging, because I need to substitute the value of capital S, that is displacement, in equation 2. So I am having S is equals to V square minus U square upon 2A. Now substituting the value of F and S from equation number 1 and 3 in equation 2, we get W is equals to work done, that is work done, W is equals to M into A, that is F, multiplied by S value, it is V square minus U square upon 2A. After solving, we'll get half M into V square minus U square. Just opening the bracket, we'll get half mv square minus half mu square. So half mv square is the final kinetic energy denoted by Kf, whereas half mu square is the initial kinetic energy, where here we have denoted is by Ki. So work done by on the body is equals to increase in kinetic energy. Thus we can say work energy theorem states that the work done by a force on a moving body is equal to the increase in its kinetic energy. So this is the work energy theorem. That is, the work done by a force on a moving body is equal to the increase in its kinetic energy. Conversion of potential energy into kinetic energy. Here you can see a hydroelectric power station. When water is stored in a dam at a height h, it possesses potential energy. When this energy is allowed to flow by opening the gates of dam, the potential energy of water gets converted to kinetic energy. This kinetic energy of flowing water is used to rotate the turbine. The shaft of turbine is connected to alternator shaft in power station, where the mechanical energy is converted to electrical energy. Thus you can see the potential energy of the water stored at the dam is converted first into kinetic energy of the flowing water, which is used to rotate the turbine of the hydroelectric power station. Now let's see one more example. Consider another example. Here, if I raise this rock to a height h, the rock will possess potential energy. A wooden board with an iron nail just attached to the board is kept on the ground. Now, if I release the rock such that it falls on the nail, first the potential energy of the rock gets converted to kinetic energy. This rock, when hits the nail, transfers its kinetic energy to nail, due to which the nail pierces into the wooden board. Here is one more example of bow and arrow, where potential energy is converted into kinetic energy. So here you can see when the string of bow is pulled with arrow attached like this, it possesses elastic potential energy stored in the string of the bow. Now, when the string with arrow is released, this potential energy gets converted to kinetic energy, due to which the arrow moves and strikes the target. So, the elastic potential energy of string is converted to kinetic energy of arrow, due to which arrow could penetrate the target. So, these were three examples of conversion of potential energy into kinetic energy. There are many other examples. We have discussed just three of them.